Hey, everyone! I think we're live with all of 10 people. Welcome everyone to the Sounding Off podcast Sunday edition, September 29th, 2014. I'm your host Eddie Gonzalez, Moscow photographer, because I am in the city of Moscow, Russia, and my partner in crime, Kevin Mikulitsi from we're from Minnesota.
But Minnesota,
eh? Where are you?
Crimea. American in Crimea. Hey.
In Krem. Yes. Hello, Linda. Hello, Jay, Tulip, and T. Who else is here? Linda, Raymond. Who else is in the house?
Yeah.
Dingbat Goldfarb.
Where's Dingbat? I don't see Dingbat.
Yeah, he's way up there at the top. And Alex is in the house. And we are running late. Of course, I was blaming it on you. JJ.
Of course.
Yeah.
So a couple of the questions I sent you earlier actually came from Dingbat, and they didn't get answered last night.
Wow. I don't have those questions, do I? Did you send them to me?
Yeah, I sent them to you. Yeah. You said, gee, you've been busy. I'll find them. It's okay.
I got it right here. Hang on. Stand by.
Telegrame.
Oh, I like that new thumbnail idea. We'll debut that one maybe next week.
Yeah.
That one's cool. All right. Where are these questions? Guys, we are on a tight schedule because we have a hard stop at about 8:55. And we will tell you what that's about later. But first, we have these list of questions here. Okay, I got the list. All right. So what else is going on? What's new?
Well, there was a big thing on Channel 1 TV tonight. It's all in Russian. I haven't had a chance to dub it back into English, but good article that included the Put Domoy group, the founder, some of their admins talking about Westerners coming to Russia. And it talked about, them coming here to bring their kids, mainly to raise their kids, young professionals who aren't able to survive on what they're being paid in the West. And they're coming here, they're working for Russian companies, and they're being allowed to learn Russian on the job. So it will help them get their permanent residency and beyond.
Interesting. Wow. Cool. All right. Hey, I've got questions up on the screen. Do we just jump in or what?
Let's jump in. I'm not sure what Jay's talking about. What did I say? West to Russia?
Yanni's dying. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, here's a good question. And here's the thing, guys. We're idiots, and we just didn't.
And we're missing an idiot. So we're short a third of a brain.
We didn't think about. Well, you know what? Maybe we can do that. We'll just make banners on the fly. Can we do that? How do I make a banner? No, it's too hard to do that. I'm just going to ask the question because we're idiots.
Yeah, just copy and paste into the chat, and we'll put it up from the chat.
All right, here we go. That's why you're the smart one. You are the smart one. There we go. Here's a question. Boom. He's so smart. Can you bring gold and sell it in Russia? It's already been answered before, but we can answer it again. Go ahead.
Yeah, the answer is no, you cannot bring gold and sell it in Russia. You will be considered a gold importer, and raw gold and raw silver have to be stamped with an official stamp. Part of this is because of sanctions against Russian gold and silver.
Mine was here before the sanctions. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, well, hey, I agree. I saw you bring it in.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you did about 6
No, you
years ago.
didn't.
6 years ago.
Give or take a few.
It was hey, I saw you do it. It was a gold-plated suitcase.
Ah,
And a suitcase is for personal use. It wasn't a gold bar. It was hollow on the inside.
yeah, wasn't bullion. That's for sure.
Well,
Okay.
I had bullion for lunch today.
Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. If you have gold, here's the issue with it is that gold is not popular to stack like it is in the States, back in the West. Okay. I was a stacker. You're probably a stacker. Whoever asked this question is probably a stacker. He's like, hey, how do I bring my stash to Russia? The thing is, if you have it here and you saved it for a rainy day, when you go to liquidate it, who are you going to liquidate it to? All right, that's finding a buyer. The second part of that is if you sell it to, it'd be rare to find an investor, but if you sell it to a coin dealer or a gold buyer, you know that they're going to charge, they're going to charge you a premium, right? So they're going to pay you maybe 5% to 10% below spot. So better yet, sell your gold and silver in the States, bring the cash to Russia, invest it in a bank account where you can get, how much can we get?
17.45% at Spurbank at the immediate moment. And I've heard that 18 point something at a couple of the other banks.
I'm not an investment advisor, so Google, YouTube, don't ban me for this, right? I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not any of that. I'm just a guy who knows arithmetic and it makes sense. Don't do that. If you want to buy gold, just buy it here. End of that question.
Yep. So our next question actually relates to one of the ones I put a star on here for Zach. Clarification on time. The decree says 3 years before the language and laws exam. The verbiage in paragraph 5 states 3 months. And I talked about this last night. You and I talked about it on Thursday night. If you look, he's actually, Eddie, I put on the screen yesterday the website link to the embassy in the United States' web page. What paragraph 5 states is the visa that is under the decree. The visa is good for 3 months from the date of issue. The application form that's linked asks you a couple of questions. Why do you want to live in Russia? Who's coming with you? What do you do for a living? Those are the big questions. You don't need a big fancy letter or anything, but it also asks you the 90-day period that you want to stay in Russia for to apply for residency. And that gives you 90 days. If you tell them I'm coming October 1st and they issue it from October 1st, it'll expire on a little before January 1st, 90 days later. That's when the visa expires. You have 90 days to come in, apply for residency, and as long as your application is pending, then you don't have to leave the country, even if the visa expires. You get a response. If it's a yes, you get to stay. You get your temporary residency. It's good for 3 years, and you don't have to take the language and law exam for permanent residency for 3 years. You can anytime after 8 months, but you have up to 3 years. So you have to differentiate between the visa and the residency.
Very good. Keep talking because I'm doing something behind the scenes.
Okay. Well, stop it. It's not polite to do that in front of other people.
I know, but I got to do this really fast.
Okay.
Oh, that didn't sound good either. Okay.
Okay. So here's Dingbat Goldfarb's question. Should I dress up for the embassy interview, suit and tie? You know, it really isn't necessary, Dingbat. You know, you always want to put your best foot forward. I never actually had to go. You may not have to go for an interview. It's up to the discretion of the consulate. You know, you can see Eddie's picture there. I bet you if he had to go, he'd probably go in a suit coat. I may show up in my suit coat and a t-shirt. That's more my style. But I know a guy who went the other day in his t-shirt and jeans. Yeah. You still thinking something else?
No, I'm back. I'm back now. So
okay,
let's go back.
I am going to make a statement on this
mm-hmm.
because I saw somebody quoting this. I don't remember where today that I saw on Redacted. Redacted, keep in mind that they have gone from truth-seeking streams like us that, I mean, they were making good money, but they're making tons of money now because they've gone the tabloid direction. They're not a good source of information on anything that has to do with immigrating and taxes. So nothing.
Yeah, it's a shame. I used to watch them a lot.
Me too. I can't watch them anymore because I see the fallacy in what they're promoting. Linda, I'm not sure what you're asking why on.
All right. Let me grab another question from the list.
Number 6.
Okay. Here we go. Copy. Paste. So we stream in multiple channels. Currently, we are going out on American in Crimea channel. We're going out on Moscow Photographer channel. So depending on what channel you're watching on, when you go to the chat, because of the software that we're using, we can see chats in both channels. And sometimes we answer someone on Moscow Photographer channel, but you're on American in Crimea and you don't know what I'm answering because you can't see the question. So
that's why we put it on the screen. Yeah.
Right. That is an issue. It is beyond our control because we're using a third-party software to stream, and it has nothing to do with YouTube. So sorry about that, but that's the way it is.
Yep. So
and
I have 7 and 8 queued up here.
Go ahead.
Medical care, since we have questions about this in the chat already. Artem, I think, is answering this as well, but it needs to be expanded on his answer a bit. You know, there is good medical care in Moscow and St. Petersburg. If you want the best, you go to Moscow, private or state hospitals. However, we have a brand spanking new facility in Simferopol that I go to. All new equipment. The doctors are all from Moscow and St. Petersburg. It has a teaching university tied to it with some of the best professors. You can get good medical care anywhere in Russia. Well, I shouldn't say anywhere, but most cities and regions have good medical facilities, at least in the capital of that region. So that being said, this question, Eddie, I'm going to let you handle because it's been a while since I did this, but medical care when you're here on a tourist visa. You know, how does it work? Can you buy medical insurance while you're here on a TRP?
On a tourist visa or a temporary residency? Because
both.
On both. Okay. On a temporary residency permit, since you are a resident, you are granted the, how should we say, the I can't even think of the word, the ability to buy medical insurance, state medical insurance. Now, I have not done that yet. I have not gone through that process, but I will. And once I go through it, I will know more about it. But Kevin can tell you about that. Now, let me go back to tourist visa. When you're here on a tourist visa, you're here as a visitor. So you have no insurance here. If you have medical insurance in the States, let's say, or even travel insurance for medical, I don't know how that would even pay. I don't even know how that would work because of sanctions. So
Yeah, and
pretty
even
much
if
you're on your own.
and even if they do, it's only by reimbursement. And this
It
is,
would be
I went
reimbursed.
through
Correct.
this 6-7 years ago. You pay for it here, you submit the bills, and not all insurance companies will take the bills from here. Couple of issues, they want them in English. And what you're going to get here is a receipt. If you get a receipt, is in Russian. So I do know that while you are here, if you are applying for residency, if you have to get a quota, you can buy a whole $17 policy from immigration, and they are happy to sell it to you until you actually get your temporary residency permit and the state insurance. But there's different levels of insurance that you get. So on temporary residency, you can go to the doctor, you can go to the hospital. How can you go to the hospital? Alex will have to answer that when he's out there. You can go to the doctor. You can get treatment. You can always go to the emergency room, even as a tourist. As a permanent resident, I know you can go to a hospital and stay for up to 10 days and be treated for whatever. And, as a citizen, then you qualify for what they call disability here. It is not the same as disability in the United States. It's difficult to get, not as difficult as in the United States, but you have to renew it every year. So I'm technically on disability in Russia for my arthritis and my diabetes, and they give me those drugs out of the state budget, and they're high cost drugs, so that's a big help. So there's different levels depending on where you are.
Cool. Let me bring up.
I don't read Chinese, Japanese, whatever we've got going on there. So cancer treatment, I can't answer that. I do know that Russia has been a leader in new drug treatments. They recently have released a new drug that is going through secondary stage. What is it when they're testing it? They're testing it on people, the second stage, but it supposedly has a 98% cancer cure rate. I don't know if you can call it a cure, but removes the cancer. And it's a pill. It's not like chemo or anything like that. Get to keep your hair.
Cool. Sid wants to know, will the hospital retain his passport until paid?
I've actually, when I was on my temp residency, I had a large gash in my leg. My wife took me to the hospital. They did not take my passport at all. They looked at it, took me into the operating room. The ER doctor came in. My wife had a few words with him in English about she needed to be quite gentle with her husband. We'll leave it at that. And, they took good care of me, sewed me up, had me stay there for a little while to make sure I was okay, sent me home. Didn't have to pay for it. So that's emergency care.
Very good. All right, we are going to go to this subject. Apartments, houses. One can register at bears repeating or an announcement. Timor will provide info on some complexes in Moscow. Kevin will be doing a stream with a nationwide realty firm in a few weeks. Really?
In a few weeks, yes. I I have to mention him again. Poot Demoy has put me in touch with a nationwide realtor who is going to come on and stream. Jay, as my producer, will be backstage. She will do some interpreting, and Alex is going to come on screen and do interpreting as well. So, because it will be in Russian, so it'll be a Russian English thing.
Cool. Looking forward to
But we're
that.
still setting it up. It'll be a few weeks.
Now, this question, is this in what country is this? Can you put that down in the comments? I just want to confirm whether you're talking about Russia or another country.
I would guess it's in Russia because most drugs in Russia are over the counter. The doctor will take a little piece of paper, write what you should have on it. He'll stamp it. You take it to the pharmacy. They sell it to you. But that's more his recommendations. I can walk in at any time, and I have several drugs that I buy that the state doesn't pay for. And I just say, I need this. They go, okay, and they sell it to me.
Cool, cool.
You keep talking. I'm looking through the questions here.
Okay, I don't know what to talk about. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like the weatherman is backstage. We got Daniel Bosworth.
Weatherman.
I think he's on a metro. He looks like
wonderful wino radio.
He looks like a man on the move. What is going on?
He's out checking the weather.
Sasha, say hello.
Hey, hello.
And Sasha, first place.
Oh, first place medal.
Beach volleyball tournament. First place, and Masha and her first time playing together.
Wonderful, wonderful. Congratulations.
I'm on a tram.
Yeah, we could see that.
Beautiful trams they have in Moscow.
How long's the ride to where you're going?
We got about 10 more minutes on this, and then we take a bus.
Cool. Very, very cool.
I'd just come in and say a quick hello, and what have you guys been talking about?
We're answering questions and making fun of you behind your back. So, yeah.
Because I'm an idiot.
Exactly. So we've been answering questions here. Do we have another question, by the way? Let's see. Here's a good question. How do I copy? Why can't I copy this message? Here we go. Somebody wants to know if tattoos are popular in Russia, and what about face tattoos? You want to answer that, Daniel?
Yeah, well, what am I here? Almost 14 years. Tattoos, they're popular. They're popular, but I don't see it on the face.
No, I haven't seen any on the face. I have seen some on the face, but it's an American who's here.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, go figure. But you do see, I've seen tattoos on younger generation, probably 30 and below. Some.
Yeah, I agree.
Some full sleeve, some just one here or there, but I would say it's less popular here than in America, for sure.
Right. Well, in Moscow, I'm in a big community, beach volleyball community, and we have thousands and thousands of people. So, you know, we wear shorts, tank tops, sometimes if it's too hot, you know, no shirt. But, no, you know, I gotta tell you, you know, and I play with 20-year-olds, 30, 40, 50-year-olds. I don't see a lot. Not like I would in New York. Not like I would see in New York. But yeah, Eddie's correct. It's I think the younger generation definitely it's becoming popular. It's becoming popular. I'm seeing more and more the last few years with the younger generation.
Alex Neal here says older Soviets still think tattoos are only for criminals done in prison, because in the USSR that was reality. And in fact, when I was growing up, this is exactly the way it was. If somebody was wearing a tattoo, chances are they were a criminal or had been in prison. And so I'm tattoo free because I didn't want to be labeled as a criminal. But that was my generation.
Right, my generation, yeah. Well, your generation is my generation, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I didn't see many tattoos at all growing up, but if you did, the chances of them, you know, being in prison were 100% back then. Yeah, right. I agree.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know if many people understand that the ink is poisoning them. Tattoos are poisoning people, and many people
Can't hear you, Daniel.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Kind of, sort of.
No?
You're kind of drowned out by the metro.
By the tram. But can you hear me now? Nope.
Not really.
All right. Well, yeah, I apologize. So I guess I'll say goodbye to you guys.
Dan, if we're still on where you get at a different place, come on back, okay?
Yeah.
All right, Dan. Take care. The weatherman has left.
Yep, he was in stormy weather. So, yeah, I've noticed that piercings and tattoos are becoming more popular in Russia with the younger crowd. A lot of women with, I don't know, I said this last night too. A lot of women across their back, the tramp stamps. You know, a little one under the one side of the chest. You know, but not obnoxious like in the West. And I have one here I starred, and I'm going to put it up. And I don't mean to offend anyone by saying this, but Miss Organic won. You know what? If you don't like us joking around in humor, yeah, don't want to offend you, but you don't have to listen. We're here to have fun, so we're gonna joke around. We're gonna do humor. So if you don't like my humor, don't watch. That's real easy.
Yep, I agree. Because we're idiots. That's why. Why
yeah,
not, right?
This is the Three Idiots Show.
Our credit. Let's see what we got here. Why don't we use this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll just put this one in real quick. Are credit cards popular or widely used in Russia? And what are the average interest rates? And can non-citizen or a temp holder obtain one through a Russian bank? So what I'm going to say is what my experience is with it is that credit is not as popular as it is in the West. Because one, I believe the buying power is better here than it is in the West. So credit is used for like big ticket items, purchasing a home, purchasing property, purchasing a vehicle, purchasing big ticket item. But as a whole, credit really isn't popular. And that's about all I know of it because I don't have any credit here. What about you, Kev?
You know, my wife and I both have credit cards here. They're only for emergencies. It tends to be a cash society. Everybody has a debit card. Um, you know, Spurbank keeps piling the credit limit on my card. I'm up to, close to 500,000 rubles at this point. I don't use it because every time the central bank raises the interest rate, the credit card interest goes up. So right now, if I use it, I have a 180-day grace period. And you pay no interest during that period. But if you don't pay it off in that period of time, you're now paying 18% monthly on the thing. So it's not cheap.
Yeah, not
We
cheap.
bought some,
And go ahead.
We bought some building materials with our credit cards once because we're short cash at the time, but I paid it off in 30 days. And a non-citizen, you will not get a credit card. And pretty much a guarantee of that.
Pretty much. That's why I have no experience in it. But yeah, actually, it's pretty interesting. Here in Russia, you're able to save money. At least I am, and I'm not rich by any stretch of imagination, and I can save. And when you can save, put it together, and then just go buy it cash.
So I put this up there since we were talking about credit cards, because we also have a question back here. Man, we're never going to get to all these tonight. So somebody, let me see if I can remember the question. Tatiana said, I have the impression that life in the US and Europe gets tougher and tougher. Is that correct, or is it just propaganda? Well, you saw that last comment. Their interest rates are higher than ours, and I think ours are outrageous. I've been looking at a car, and I'm looking at paying cash for it because, again, I take a loan out. I'm looking at 18 to 20% interest on a car loan. I can speak from my daughter's experience because she lives in the United States. She tells me that she's paying $4 to $5 a gallon for gasoline. And if you convert our price in liters, Crimea is not the cheapest place for petrol or gasoline. We're paying about $1.25 a gallon here. So, that's the comparison. She said there's a lot of people can't afford their rent. She has a decent job and she can't afford medical care. So she's on state medical care in the United States, and it isn't as good as it is in Russia. So I would say, yeah, it's getting worse and worse over there. Chris Malcolmson is out in the chat. He can probably chime in from the UK perspective.
Little Wolf saying gas in Kentucky is about $2.89 a gallon. What else we got? Is pickpocketing a thing there? I don't know. I haven't been pickpocketed, nor have I seen any of that activity around in the tourist areas. The tourist areas, especially here in Moscow, there's cameras everywhere. There's law enforcement everywhere. I just don't see it. I'm not saying it's not there. Doesn't happen, but I don't see it. Now, maybe somewhere in one of the regions, in a smaller town, maybe a small town or village, I'm sure that there are some, crime of that type, but I just don't see it. So I can't speak from experience.
I don't see it either. And I think part of it is because you don't usually see men carrying a wallet in Russia. You got your man purse handy, Eddie? Men,
No.
Yeah, I don't have mine either. Men tend to carry man purses or butt packs on their front side. So, usually they're zipped shut. Usually have your money, your documents in it. Driver's license, things like that, keys. So, it's, not as big of a thing here because it's more difficult. Alex says he has his phone lifted from his pocket, but
because they're going to take the whole bag, and when you take the whole bag, you're going to get an elbow in your nose. That's coming with it too.
Okay, so I'll just get this out of the way. Miss Organic, if you want to know about the area I live in and you can deal with my sense of humor, go look on my channel. I do a lot of videos about Crimea, but you're going to have to deal with my sense of humor. So.
And your man purse.
Man. Oh, okay. I actually asked you this one. Here. Is it Yandex Taxi or Yandex Go? I see both apps. I have Yandex Go.
And see, my app says, what does my app say? Mine says Yandex Go.
Yeah, Alex says it used to be Yandex Taxi, now it's Yandex Go.
Right.
So
because
if you want a taxi, if you want a taxi and you've just come into the country, this is the app you want, because you're going to pay a little bit more. But you go into the app, you type in where you want to go. It'll tell you the license plate of the car that's going to pick you up, what color it is, how long before it'll be there. Up front what you're going to pay for the ride. Whereas if you're hailing a cab off the street, you may get the, what shall we call it, Eddie? The tourist tax?
Yeah. The tourist taxi.
Yeah. So the difference between the rates published on Yandex Go and the tourist tax is the driver will charge you whatever he thinks he can get away with. Okay. Jay is saying, Jay likes me to clarify this all the time. When you're looking for a place to live in Russia that will register you, you need to look for kvartira, which is Russian for apartment, not appartamente, which is, man, she can explain this one. It's, Alex, help me out here. It's a, like a condo association, but you can't be registered there. So you need a kvartira. Two different kinds of apartments here. Kvartira is the normal word you will see. So I don't know. I'm in the backlog of questions, and I see I'm 46 comments behind out in the live chat.
Okay, well, I'm trying to find some questions here. Have you guys toured Russia so far? Russia is so big. No, I have not toured a large area of Russia. But I've been to, Urals. I've been Sochi down on the Black Sea. I've been to St. Pete. I would love to go to Murmansk one of these days, but maybe in the summer.
Yeah, and I've been all over southern Russia and about everything between Crimea and Moscow, but I haven't been further east than that myself. Follow a couple of Russians on YouTube that display their pets. Is it common to own big cats over there? Eddie, you're the cat
I don't
guy.
know. I have a big cat, Titan, who's probably, where's Titan? He's on the floor right now. But I don't know. He's losing weight. We got him on some food with higher protein and less carbs, and he's been losing weight. So he's probably about maybe 10 kilos by now, maybe 10 and a half. Big black cat. But yeah, I don't know who else has them.
Pumas, there's regulations about owning that large of cats, exotic animals. So, you know, it's like the videos you see of, you know, Russians owning bears. It is not a common thing.
I would like to, Edelwolf, he's saying, I want to see either you or Expat doing a segment on Sapsan. And I would love to do one, Edelwolf, but Sapsan, in case what people don't know, Sapsan is the high-speed train in Russia. There's a high-speed train that runs actually Moscow to St. Petersburg. And I would love to do a video on that. However, let's be realistic. It's about 6,000 to 7,000 rubles one way from Moscow to St. Pete, and then another 7,000 rubles coming back. So I would love to do this episode, but we're looking at about, and if we convert that into dollars, it's about $150 round trip. So I'm challenging you guys. If you would like to see an episode like that, please donate to the channel, and we'd love to make that happen. You know why? Because St. Petersburg is the most beautiful city in the world, if you ask me, and during Golden Autumn, which is right about right now.
Right now. Yep.
So, yeah, donate and we can make it happen.
That also said, they're actually building the high-speed rail between Moscow and Crimea by way of Mariupol. And they complete that right now. Moscow to Crimea on the train costs about 20,000 rubles one way. So $400 round trip. You want to see that when it's ready? Again, donate. I'll go visit Eddie, or Eddie will come visit me, and we'll do videos for you.
We'll do several.
Yeah. Okay. Here's one.
We got 10 minutes. We got about 5 minutes actually for a hard stop. Unless you want to continue on your own.
No, I have a wife who is complaining that this is the one night where we both aren't working and I'm in doing streams. So there are lots of things that include VAT. Seems like a high one in Russia. You know what? We pay no attention to what the VAT is because there's a VAT on many things, if not all of them, but it's in the price. You walk in the store, you see a price of X number of rubles, that's what you pay. So it isn't an add-on. So.
And I love that about when you're trying to budget and you go price things, you see the price, that's exactly what you're going to pay.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So the new train, 3 hours, St. Petersburg to Moscow. It's supposed to be 6 hours from Simferopol to Moscow, as compared to 28 hours right now. Yeah, this is an interesting one. It's one with free Wi-Fi. Nope, wrong one. One with the free Wi-Fi. You know, we have free Wi-Fi on the trains going between Simferopol and Moscow, but because it's going along the border with our neighbors, and Crimea is in, you know, the neighborhood as well, they actually disable the Wi-Fi and the cellular service.
So Alex says that the VAT rate is 20%. It's almost always put on the buyer, hidden or obvious. It's in the price. And
Yeah.
if you take that price that you see and subtract 20%, a lot of times the price that you're actually paying without the VAT is actually very, very competitive to the price you pay in the West, if not cheaper, in my experience.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but on many products.
So I think this is important.
Oh. Sorry. I was trying to.
Yep. Go ahead.
No. I hit the wrong button.
Okay. I was going to put this up. Do we hear what Russians think about the presidential decree that will be bringing potentially a record number of immigrants, some from unflavored countries? People are being vetted. I am not concerned about the immigrants that they're allowing in on this visa because as the Put de Moy video on Channel 1 today was talking about, they're bringing young professionals that are struggling in the West, that want to raise their children in a good Christian, moral society, and values the families. So you aren't going to see a bunch of weirdos coming over, and Russians are okay with it, from what I understand, for the most part.
Couple of quick shout outs because we're about to wrap this up, but Cognacio, I hope I pronounced that right. $3 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Michael O'Donohue, thank you so much, sir.
Michael,
You gentlemen,
thank you.
We deserve a beer. Hey, come to Moscow. We'll have a beer all together.
Hey guys, and I've been demonetized. Go down under the video description on mine and find the ways you can donate to me, because I can't take super stickers anymore. I have been deemed a pro-Russian undesirable.
So Kevin has been demonetized. Keep that in mind, and go and donate. Guys, we're going to have to cut this one a little short because, as Edelwolf says, he wants to watch Expat stream about Leo and Chantel. And I need to head over there too because I'm going to be on that stream. So if you guys look in the description down below, there's a link to that live stream, which is going to happen in about 6 minutes. So we invite all you guys to head over there and learn a little bit more about what can happen when you move to Russia and things don't go as planned because there is no plan. So,
and you never know what Big Mouth might be hiding in the back wings.
Oh man, yeah, exactly. So join us over there, Expat Americans channel. In just about 5 minutes, we'll be live there. And we're going to talk about that. And if you guys are interested in what we've been talking about tonight with Kevin, you're going to be interested to hear what's going on over there.
What can go wrong? Yeah.
What can go wrong? Any closing remarks?
Nope. Go over to Joseph's channel, Expat American. Get on in there.
We'll see you there. We'll see y'all next week. Con el favor de Dios, as we say, with God's favor. We'll see y'all next week. Paca.
Paca.